I'm still sick, but I decided to turn the camera on while I was getting ready today because I'm actually about to film my yearly favorite, so that should be up before this video. And I was using products that I was going to mention in the video, so I was like, why not just show them in use? Although my foundation I couldn't use because I am pretty tan right now. I have a fake tan on, so I couldn't really use the foundation that I wanted to. I also didn't use my favorite shadows because I decided to use the new Anastasia single shadows, and the main color that I used, I'm going to do a close-up, is Metal. I use this all over my lid. So this is what Metal looks like. And despite being sick, I decided to film today because, I don't know, it's just been way too long. Like, I'm getting off track because of this cold, and it's killing me because I'm like a go-getter. Like, I want to be filming every single day, and with this like throat pain, like it's impossible to talk for too long. So if you would like to see how I got this look, then keep on watching. So I'm getting started with primer, and I'm using the Benefit Professional Pore Minimizing Primer. And instead of a foundation, I'm going to be using the Garnier BB Cream. And this is for medium to deep skin tones, and it matches my skin perfectly right now. And I'm using the combination to oily skin formula. Although this is for oily skin, it does give you a really luminous finish. So if you have really oily skin, I would not recommend this. Like you can see, it gives me a dewy finish, and for me it works because I have normal skin. So they do have another formula though. They have one for dry skin, but I could just imagine how dewy that one is. Now I'm using the Tarte CC Eye Primer. I absolutely love this primer. It mattifies my eyelids, it sets them, and it just creates a really nice base for any eyeshadows, and I love the color of it. Everything about it is perfect to me. It's in a stick form, so I don't know, it's really easy to apply, and it cancels out any redness or veins or discoloration that you might have on your eyelids. Now for my brows, I'm using the Anastasia Brow Wiz in soft brown, and my eyebrows are freshly done, so they are going to be on fleek. I know a lot of girls hate that word, but I have a updated brow routine coming very soon because you guys have been noticing that I've been doing my brows a little differently, although I really just use short strokes with the Brow Wiz, and then I'm going to clean them up, and then I'm going to add some brow gel and a dip brow. So I do a lot for my eyebrows because eyebrows are very, very important to me. They really frame the face, and I personally love the way that they've been coming out. I know some girls have not really liked them, but I like them. So I like them a little bit thicker, a little bushier, and very, very defined. And I feel like if you have a nice brow, you don't really have to do much with your makeup, but that's just my opinion. So I am going to be cleaning them up, and I'm using this Mayron foundation palette. This is the HD foundation palette, and I'm using the second shade, and I'm using a flat brush from MAC. And I love this for defining my brows. It's really precise, and it gives you a nice sharp edge. So I clean up underneath my brows and also on top. This is going to really create a nice fresh look, and it's going to look very crispy. And that's just what I've been enjoying. I cannot do my brows without this, even if they're freshly done. It really gives you a nice highlight as well underneath the brow bone if you use a lighter color. Try to use a color that's close to your skin tone on top so that it doesn't look so obvious. And I don't know, it just looks a lot more natural when you do that. And then I'm just going to blend it out with the same brush. Now I'm going in with the Lavish palette, and I'm using the shade Cream. I believe this is available in a single shadow, but I'm using this primarily to set that Tarte CC primer just to give me a nice matte finish. And it's kind of like the same exact shade as my skin tone right now because I am a little tan. So I thought this was going to be a little bit lighter, but it wasn't. And now I'm using this shade, which is an orange shade, also from the Lavish palette. And I'm going to place this into my transition / crease area and also a little bit above. And I'm applying this really messily because I'm going to be going over this with other shades. But to me, this kind of just gives me a nice marker of where I shouldn't apply my lid colors. So it just works for me. Now I'm using Warm Taupe, and this is one of the new Anastasia single shadows. I love these shadows. They're so pigmented, so buttery, and I purchased them with my own money. Let me know if you want to see a whole video on them. I did buy 8. So yeah, I've just been kind of testing them out so I can give you guys a good review and, you know, my thoughts on it. Now I'm using the shade Blanc, and I'm applying this to my brow bone and also the inner portion of my eye and my inner tear duct. And this is such a pigmented cream color. If you want a nice, bright, pigmented cream, definitely check out Blanc. And next, I'm going to be using another Anastasia shadow, and this is the Star product, and this is the shade Metal. And as you can see, I had to kind of apply multiple layers of this shadow, because if you just apply one, it's a like light kind of a shimmery color, but if you keep on packing it on, it almost looks foiled and wet. So I actually didn't wet my brush because I wanted to see the intensity and pigmentation of these shadows without wetting them or without using a mixing medium or Fix Plus. I just wanted to use the shadow, and they got really, really pigmented. Now I'm using Red Earth, and this is what I'm going to be using to do kind of like a cut crease. And I'm using a Sigma brush. This brush is holy grail. I will list it down below. This is my favorite eyeshadow brush as of lately. It's very precise. It's very unique. When I first got it, I really didn't know how to use it, but now that I'm using it more and more, I'm so comfortable with it and I love it. Now I'm using this cute brush. Isn't this like the best? This is from Makeup and Hair Addiction. It's part of their, I think, travel set, and these brushes are so soft. It's ridiculous. And I'm applying a little bit more of that Blanc shade to my brow bone because I really like it to look nice and transitioned. So I just keep on going back and blending and singing and applying a little bit more Red Earth. For a liner, I'm using Kat Von D Trooper, and this is the ink liner, and it's a nice felt tip. It's very precise, and I'm sorry I can't show you guys this side of my eye, but it's really hard to film yourself doing liquid liner. It never fails. I'm never in the frame, but hopefully you can see this eye. I did a pretty dramatic wing, and I kind of extended it longer than I normally do, but this stuff is so pigmented and so black. It's bomb.com. You guys need this in your life. Again, it's called Trooper, and it's by Kat Von D, and they have two different ones. This is the ink liner, because I know it's a little confusing. Now I'm just applying some mascara, but I am applying some falsies. I think with this look, falsies are super necessary because the eyes are pretty dramatic and glittery, and you can hear my dog in the background. And I'm using the House of Lashes Iconic Lashes, but I let my glue dry, so that's why I showed them. And a tip that I have for you is let your lashes dry, like let the glue dry. Okay, this voiceover is going quick. I'm using Anastasia Dip Brow Pomade in medium brown. This has been my jam lately, and I'm using a Zoeva brush. This is the only brush that I use with this. It is amazing. This brush is perfection. Look at that brow, girl. Brows on fleek though. And yeah, I love dip brow. I think it really just defines my brows. It makes them just go from 0 to 100 real quick. Like, the medium brow shade is perfect for me. I think dark brown is a little too intense, but medium brown just looks amazing. And like I said, I have my eyelashes drying, and I'm using the House of Lashes Iconic Lashes. They are my favorites. Now I'm using Maybelline Fit Me Concealer in the shade Sand. This is my all-time favorite concealer, especially from the drugstore. It's under $10, so you can't beat that. And I'm using a beauty blender, also damp, and I'm just going to apply this. And it's a little bit too yellow for my skin tone right now since I am fake tanning, but I made it work, so I love this concealer. You guys definitely have to try it if you haven't.
Before you came round, I was ready to slow down. Before you came round, I was heading for a small disaster. Before you came round, I was ready to...
Now that the glue is nice and tacky, I'm applying the lashes, and I get these on the website for $10 each. These are iconic, and these are my holy grail lashes. I love how they make my eyes look. I will have an updated lash tutorial, not updated, I'll have a lash tutorial very soon. I've just gotten so used to them, applying lashes. I honestly can't imagine my makeup application without lashes. These have a really thick band, so they can be a little difficult for beginners, but I absolutely love them. And then I'm going to set my concealer with this Laura Mercier Secret Brightening Powder. And this is Holy Grail. I'm using a Real Techniques setting brush to set my concealer and prevent any creasing, and it really just brightens up the face. So I like to use it in the center of my face, on my nose, and of course underneath my eyes and around my mouth. Any discoloration that you have, this is going to brighten it up. Now to contour. I haven't used this in a while. This is Uninterrupted by MAC, and this is actually a shadow. This isn't a contour color. This is an eyeshadow, and it's a pro long wear shadow, so you can get it online. You don't have to be a pro member. And I'm just blending that out, and then I'm applying some of this Smashbox Suntan Matte bronzer, and I'm using a Sephora Pro Contour number 74 brush. This is my favorite brush. Recently, it's just been really amazing, and you guys need it in your life. It's a Pro Contour number 74 brush. It blends beautifully. You can use it for contour. You can use it for bronzing. You can use it for blending. It's awesome. You can use it even for blush. So I've been abusing this brush as of lately. I definitely need a backup, but I've just been doing a pretty heavy contour lately. I like my skin really bronzed, especially because I'm fake tanning and my face is a little bit lighter than my neck. I like to really apply a lot of bronzer. So I'm just blending, blending, blending. And contouring my nose just a little bit. I'm using a Mirabella brush. I love this little guy. It's perfect for eyeshadow, but I liked it also for my nose contour. And I'm applying a little bronzer to my eyes. It just kind of warms everything up. Now I'm using MAC Costa Riche pencil. This is one of my favorite eyeliners. It's a red tone brown. I've talked about it a lot on my channel. I still love it. I use it instead of using a black. It's a lot more natural. And then I'm going to use the Smashbox bronzer underneath my eyes. And I like using a bronzer underneath my eyes and on my eyes because it really ties everything together and it looks a lot more natural than using a darker eyeshadow. So try using your bronzer underneath your eyes to bronze everything up and smoke it out. Now I'm using the Givenchy Compact Foundation in the first shade, Elegant Porcelain, and just brightening up my face a little bit more and then blending everything out. For blush, of course, I'm using MAC Blush Baby. This is my go-to blush for whatever look that I'm doing, and I'm using a Sonia Kashuk number 29 brush. This is a nice matte rosy color. I'm obsessed with it. I'm so in love with this blush. It's my go-to blush. And now I'm using Becca Opal because I wanted to show you guys opal in effect. Yeah, girl, that's that highlight on fleek. I love it, and I'm using an Eco Tools fan brush to blend that out. To really clean up my contour, I'm using this Smashbox. This is from the Contour Sticks, and this is in the shade Highlight. And I'm using a Real Techniques contour brush to clean up that edge. Now, some girls don't like their contour as defined as I do. This is my personal preference. I like it very sharp, and I am gonna blend the line out so that it's not so obvious. But I love doing a reverse contour. I'm gonna have an updated contour routine, even though things haven't really changed. But yeah, I was choosing between Anita and Anna for my lipsticks, but I went with Anita. It's a little bit lighter than Anna. And I really love this color. I love the NARS Audacious lipsticks. They are so pigmented, so long wearing, just absolutely perfection. These are probably one of my favorite lipsticks of life. And for my bottom lashes, I'm using MAC Zoom Fast Black Lash. This is the only mascara I use on my bottom lashes because it does not transfer onto my cheeks, because I have a lot of problems with that. Let me know what's your favorite waterproof mascara, because my lower lashes are so long that they touch my skin, and so I need a nice curling waterproof mascara for my bottom lashes so that they don't transfer, because then it looks like I have under eye bags. And I'm applying a little more lipstick, cleaning up, touching up, checking my hair, and let's see what else am I gonna do. I guess I'm blending that out a little more with some blush. I'm using, again, MAC Blush Baby, and I'm using that Sephora brush. I'm telling you, it is perfection. Oh, okay. I'm warming up my face even more. I'm using NYX Matte Bronzer in the darkest shade. And I'm going to apply a little bit more Red Earth. And this is really going to just define and make everything look a lot crispier, and I applied a little bit of red earth underneath my eye as well. And now to set my face, I'm using the MAC Prep and Prime Translucent Powder. This is my favorite setting powder. And I'm using a large fluffy brush just to set my whole face and make sure that my makeup lasts all day, And that is the final look. Let me change. So I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial and found it helpful, and I will see you in the next one. Mwah.